Yo, yo, yo. Welcome back to the channel. This is your first time finding this channel. The goal of this channel is to show people some different technical analysis perspectives in the AMC community. So sit back, relax, and enjoy as I walk through some of the thesis that I'm looking for going into next week, which is beginning on October 11th, 2021. All right, so currently we're going to be opening tomorrow in pre-market at $37.19 for AMC's stock price. The major things that you want to look at long-term are this bullish trend that we seem to be trying to cement right now as support. Definitely a big zone for bears and bulls right now to be fighting over. We have this longer term bearish trend that we had from the peak at $73.06. We have a few touch points here confirming it. And then we have our recent breakout that happened at the end of August, beginning of September. And then lately we've been in this downtrend. And from this downtrend, it actually does create a bit of a falling wedge on its own. I was charting a falling wedge that was a little bit more aggressive, probably from this sort of level. Oh, jeez. I don't know why this thing... I just told it not to extend my stuff. Yeah, it was a little bit more aggressive. It was more like this previously, and then we got the touch at the bottom of it at the 786 Fibonacci level and had our breakout initially. And now what seems to be happening is we're having a more... a more laid back kind of a wider falling wedge, if you will, that we did recently break out of as well. And you can see that this bullish candle here on October 7th, which was Thursday, I believe, did have some juice, and that's because we broke over this this falling trend line. Then we came back down, and what we could be doing here is we could just be trying to validate the top of this as support, which is completely normal for a falling wedge. But we ran directly into what this right here, which is what I was saying is the potential bull trend that could be developing. And if you didn't see it, let's just confirm down here. And it doesn't have to be exact. It's more like a zone. I treat trends more like a zone, but we can draw it exact as well. More like a region, like imagine like a little rectangle is sitting around it. Oh, imagine a little rectangle is sitting around the trend line as you're looking at it. And so yeah, this actually looks pretty good. Oh. And a lot of times you'll see that, right? You'll see a long-term trend force a breakout of a larger pattern or a smaller pattern that's happening. So maybe we've already seen our back test here for this. And then if you look at the shorter term Fibonacci level, you can see here that we've come down. We've almost tested the 786 level for this recent move, which was $35.32. But we stuck above our golden pocket region, which was between $36.39 and $36.64. The 64-cent level being the 0.618, which is the most significant Fibonacci level. So we held it as support. We came back up, traded in between the 0.382 and 0.5 Fibonacci's, as you can see here. And then we got sent back down to retest our trend line. I don't see this as a bearish move, even though I'm sure a lot of people, I mean, this was a pretty emotional day. Obviously, we saw some upside up to this 38.80 region and then came all the way back down to this $37 region. This trend line, though, I mean, by the end of the week, this trend line has, for us to hold this trend line, we got to be above, as I have it here, $39.78. But just call it, $39 by the end of the week. We have to sustain in order to prove that this bull trend is still continuing and we haven't changed trends as I have it charted now. So really it's that $38 to $40 region, right? Like you gotta make sure that by the end of the week we're in that sort of region. What I would say is, from an Elliott wave perspective, I am expecting as well a move up from there because I see this as a wave 1. 2, and then we should be having a wave 3 in the relative short term to prove that this is also the Elliott wave as I've been charting it. Predicting using Elliott wave can be a little bit more difficult. A lot of times you'll see it, looking back, you'll be able to see Elliott waves a little bit better a lot of times, but they are a good way to point at a chart and say, okay, like we've seen a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down, which also can be broken down into an ABC, and now we're starting a 5 wave up, right? So it can be a good point of reference in that context, but if you double bottom or something like that, then it kind of resets the wave count, right? So and by that I mean if we were to go back down to the bottom here at $28.69, $28.50 to $28.50 to $29 region, then that would essentially be like a double bottom to me, instead of what it is now, which is we found a bottom as it stands right now at around this 0.786 Fibonacci level, which right now says $33.90. So that's pretty much how I'm looking at it from Elliott wave. And obviously I've been talking a lot about Wyckoff as well. And look, I mean, again, you can see this bear trend. Boom. I mean, we literally just bounced right off of it. So clearly this is a key zone, right? And then Wyckoff, let's pull that up. I did have this LPS theory, which if you're not familiar with Wyckoff, basically Wyckoff theory is the study of institutions and the way that they trade assets in ways of accumulation at the bottom of moves and then distribution at the top of moves so that they can maximize profit. So basically what they're trying to do is get retail to sell and sell at the bottoms and then buy at the tops in order to create additional liquidity. You look at these key liquidity zones here. You can see that this is like a major support region thus far for AMC, and then this is like a major resistance region for AMC, right? So basically, they're accumulating at the bottom of this and then maybe selling at the bottom of this to test the liquidity and make sure retail's still in the game down here. So this theory was based around this actually being a similar bottom to the bottom that we saw in May. And we can do a bars pattern right quick to match that up, just to roughly show you where I think we are. I mean, it could be like this. And then we can transfer this over here. So, and if you're not familiar with LPS, LPS is the last point of support in the Wyckoff accumulation. Let me see if I can pull that up for you briefly. So yeah, you see this this phase C on the chart that I just posted up on the screen. You see this kind of middling price action in phase C, and then you go into a more aggressive upward trend with phase D. And then I know that I also charted it previously from here, so we can pull that up as well as potential outcomes. And again, this is all about like analysis and probabilities. It's not about trying to predict the future. It's more of like what we're looking for, what's being validated, what's being invalidated, et cetera, and then finding like probabilities for future moves. So because this is a little bit larger moment on the chart, we'll scale it out a little bit, and you can see here that based on this one, so if we are in fact closer to the May 6th region, we should be seeing some pretty aggressive upside here. And then for the middle of April region, maybe a little bit more middling price action, right? So that's pretty much how I'm looking at it with that one. And then we also have the spring theory that I've posted before, and this one is actually in alignment with my friend Mocha on Twitter at my friend Mocha. And the way that he's basically charted it is that he thought that based on cycle theory, which isn't necessarily my forte, but I follow a lot of people. Obviously, I'm kind of embedded in the community at this point, so basically his theory would say that we should be seeing some sort of aggressive, I would assume some sort of aggressive downside here in the near term for our phase C to actually, oh, no, I had the Wyckoff chart up. I'm sorry. Into this phase C. I hope that didn't mess up the video. See some really aggressive downside here. And then that's just basically lining up with this chart, this schematic that you see for Wyckoff here, where we actually break below the key support range. And I know that me and Jen Collado have had pretty in-depth conversations about this, and he doesn't believe, Jen Collado on YouTube, by the way, he doesn't believe that we should see this spring phase, because he believes that the institutions have already proven this liquidity, and this was actually a spring phase back here. Keep leaving the chart up, I'm sorry. He believes that actually back here in August, early August, is when we broke below $30, is when we actually tested that liquidity zone for institutions. So, and he knows a lot more about Wyckoff than I do. So definitely go check his channel out and see his videos referring to Wyckoff in reference to AMC. Definitely a smart guy, knows his stuff for sure. But yeah, so either way, I mean, in the next couple of weeks, either one of these projections has me having upside for AMC. I think that, you know, I do generally agree that we've seen the bottom for AMC. But, you know, I just always want to kind of leave all the possibilities out. I also created these channels for this bullish trend that we've been in. And you can see these are regions where the price has kind of turned around or been a signal for dumping. If you break below it or above it, it's a signal for a pump, right? And as you can see here, based on this, we are all the way at the bottom of the bottom channel for this bull trend. So like I said, I mean, if it comes to this, you know, you could see a break below, a quick wick down, and then a move back up. A lot of times, that's what it takes to get bullish institutions back in the game. Is like they want to get it at the cheapest price possible, so they'll buy at a really steep bottom like that of a trend. Really like cause the pain sensors to go off and make a lot of people sell, break their will a little bit, and then they're like, okay, now I'm ready to get back in the game, and then, you know, get some big money and send the price to the upside. But definitely, in my opinion, the chart is overall, like I do believe that we've seen some bottoming action. Now, could I be wrong? Absolutely. I've been wrong before, but this is more about analyzing the chart, seeing where we think we are, using a few different methods to validate our thesis, confirm why we think that the price is going to go up. I do believe this is Wyckoff accumulation. I do believe that this now is a major support zone, and so if we were to see breaking below, my bias is that it would be very brief breaking below this zone in order to create panic and get the best possible price for any institutions that are getting into the game. As you can see here, we are sitting on the top of this pretty heavily traded, what I would call, liquidity zone. And then what you're going to be looking for here is, obviously, this has been like a key resistance zone for AMC. So you're going to want to see a break above here, which obviously on that local high that we had at like $53, if we had that next move up, you know, I mean, this is a convincing Elliott wave, right? For an impulse wave up. And just to show you what that kind of looks like, right? Here was a key liquidity resistance zone, and then a key support zone. And we had this wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You could possibly chart it as, but really what it ended up being was this was a double bottom in reality when we look back. And then we had a 1, 2, 3, 4. Aggressive 3, 4, 5. Very vertical. And that's totally in the cards here, by the way. Like, that is not something that is impossible at this point. You could certainly see AMC go into this very vertical manner in a relatively short amount of time. It's all about institutions in my opinion, where the money is at for them. I know IV is lower than it's been in a very long time for AMC. And IV being low means that options are really cheap, and like we said before, we've found significant support here. So to break below this, for a bearish institution to be fighting to get the price below this, seems like a much harder fight than trading with the momentum of the stock and getting those low IV call options, and then trying to swing the price up in order to maximize their profit, right? So that's my general thesis. That's how I see it. Again, you got sheesh. You got your let me change this. Whatever. I don't know why it doesn't want to change the settings back. But yeah, you got this falling wedge again that I think that it's like an additional falling wedge, the one that we've already seen, that I see us as breaking out of. So to me, it's we should be seeing an upside. I mean, from a technical perspective, if I wasn't looking at the Wyckoff, schematics, I would say that it's. I mean, everything else looks like upside to me, in my opinion, based on all the normal things that I do on a day-to-day when I'm looking at charts. So that's where I'm at with it. If you enjoyed the video, thank you so much for watching until the end. Make sure you drop a like, comment your thoughts down below. Tell me what you're looking for. Also, I have my TradingView affiliate link down below. TradingView is a tool that I use to create these charts, do all this charting like you guys saw here live. So if you sign up there, you can get up to $30 off if you do a premium plan, but they also have free plans, so I encourage you to go check it out. I used it for free for years. You can do pretty much everything that I did here for free. I think you can do everything I did here for free. So definitely go check that out. You can also use it on your phone, which is cool. My Discord link is down below, so check that out. It's a free Discord community, and then you can follow me on Twitter at David Marino Jr. And yeah, I think that's about it. This is my full prep for next week with AMC. Again, hit me up on Twitter or comment down below if you have any questions about anything. We're always down there hanging out, also in Discord. So yeah, check it out. Thanks so much for your time, and have a good week next week with this stock. Hopefully we see a little upside. I'm kind of excited. Would you just look at that chart? Look at these channels. Look at them. Just look at it. Wow. Let's just put everything on here. Just turn it all on. Wow. Look at that. Wow. Would you just look at that chart? Wow. All right. Have a good one. See you guys tomorrow.